In Africa, we have the African Forum for Agricultural Advisory Services, and this was started about 5 to 10 years ago when there was a new program in extension in Uganda that a lot of people in other African countries were interested in. And the new head of this program, who used to be a researcher, discovered that once he moved into extension, he had no networks. He had no way of sharing information. There was no annual meeting that he could go to and this kind of thing, which is very different from research, who are constantly in networks, having meetings, sharing information, and so forth. And so the African Forum for Advisory Services was formed, and then following that, as we said at the beginning of this year, the Global Forum was formed, because there's also a big gap at the global level to have anyone to speak to global players in food security platforms, on climate change forums, and so forth, on what the role of extension can be. And so that's why we have GFRAS here, kindly hosted by Agridea. And the mission of GFRAS is to provide a space for advocacy and for leadership on pluralistic and demand-driven rural advisory services. Again, as I said, within the global development agenda. So we speak to research at the global level to say, here's what the role of extension is. We get the information from the regional levels, and we speak to the global level to say these are the issues and this is what's important. So to fulfill this mission, we have 4 basic objectives in the longer term. One is providing a voice in the global policy dialogues that I've been talking about. This is one way to obtain a voice. We're hearing from you in Switzerland what your issues are in extension. We also want to hear it from other areas of the world as well, and then to be able to speak this at the global level. As I said, we want to provide evidence-based approaches and policies, so we want to provide briefs and documents that show policymakers and extension people what works in extension, what are some good extension approaches, and so forth. Thirdly, we want to promote interaction and networking so that we can strengthen the capacities of people in extension at the regional levels, like the African Forum for Advisory Services, networks in Latin America or Asia or other places as well. And the fourth objective is to raise awareness on the importance of extension, how to invest in extension, and so forth. So in terms of these objectives, some of the activities that we'll be doing, I already mentioned the initiative on extension evaluation, providing of information and advice. So we have our website, we're starting to put information there. We'll be putting together some briefs and documents that also provide information. We'll be attending events and meetings to talk to people about what the issues are and to hear from them what they think their issues are, and to speak on behalf of extension to advocate for it and say why it's important. And then lastly, we'll be providing capacity strengthening through these experience sharings, letting people talk from the different regions, to hear from Africa what's going on in Latin America, and so forth. So I hope that those have answered some of your questions on what GFRAS is. We heard a lot about wanting to know what we are really doing besides sitting in this nice office in the corner. But yeah, this is what some of our plans are for the next year or so. And these are some of the trends in international extension, which of course fit a lot to what GFRAS is doing, because this was the demand that led to the formation of GFRAS. So this is all I have.